keep enlarging and enlarging, and you just think it just happened to be right. And there's quite a lot of luck involved in there. I mean, you can't get it, you know. But it's all about being in the right place. That's so important with the job as well. And so yeah, that was that particular one, and that was always going to be a front runner as far as this particular little selection of trying to break it up a little bit and show people different angles of pictures as well.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Thanks for that, Steve. Barry Biscuit just commentating on that break from Bubbles. Not sure he's seen like one like that before. Amazing. Now, Carlsberg Christmas Cracker. This is the first heat, and we're going to have a look in due course at Cocaine Joe, who's going to be a rival in the market to Maze King, who you can see there. Richard Devenish, friend of the show. There's a Solitary Man. In Gowler's runner, Savannah Papa will be next for Kim Taylor. Already had a winner tonight, of course, and there is the 6 Silvers Arnie again for Kim Taylor. Now we can have a look at Cocaine Joe for David Allen, winning last time out of Romford by 5 lengths from Freddy Go from Trap 3.
Yeah, David does particularly well with a select number of runners, David Allen, but Cocaine Joe running from Trap 3 has shown good early pace. And can certainly step up on the level of form that he has achieved thus far in this country. This race was over 400 metres. There's 2 angles tonight. You've got to respect his chance greatly. 2 angles I'm against him tonight is that will he stay and certainly step up in class and meet a rival of the calibre of Maze King, Steve?
Right, yeah, you summed it up. That's the way I look at the race. Potentially that's a very good draw there. He's got some value there. That was an impressive one. I mean, 24.01 plus 10, 24.11 at Romford is a good time. You've just seen it for yourself anyway. But that's the way I see the race is that I think that could play into the hands of Maze King. And Maze King has the class there. She's the joint track record holder here as well. You know, I think that she's got. It should be if he gets a run, I think he should come through a minute.
I think there's every chance that he can get a run. She's got 3 grounds moving off on the outside. One had probably gone on the inside. Maze King really only needs to lead Trap 2, which is not a difficult task, Jason, is it?
You wouldn't think so. I would say, for you, those of you who were looking at the prices last night, Bet365, one of our partners, priced up last night. Maze King was 6-4. Very early on, and Cocaine Joe was a little bit bigger. So I'm just throwing. Clive is being insulting and yawning, but what I'm trying to do is highlight to people that there's value out there even the day before the race.
Most definitely, yeah. But an interesting. Sorry, Clive's making me laugh there for a moment.
He sounds like Chewbacca, doesn't he?
That's right. An interesting email from our very good friend Jackie Meek, the wife of Ian, of course. Hi, Jason. Reference to your comments about Mr. Meek.
Oh, yeah.
Mrs. Meek will be in tow for Meeky's forthcoming trip to Peterborough.
Oh.
So he will be on a very short leash that night. He's still my top dog. Best regards and love from Jackie Meek. But no doubt about it, Ian Meek, the housewife's choice, the modern day Sean Connery.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? But I must admit, it's interesting what she wrote there about him being on the leash, because I always suspected. But the Young Biscuit and Denim John, a similar type of question, Steve, to you about your favourite photo of all time.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. That is a tricky one. I've taken so many. I'm sorry to not be very original on it, but I've mentioned this before. It's one of those really, really early ones of a dog we've already mentioned, so I make no apology for that. But it was the Ballyregan Bob shot at Haringey of all places. Back in the days of film and coming back home from Haringey on the train, going in my own dark room, and then you don't know if you got the shot in those days. Nowadays, digital, you know exactly whether you got it or whether you haven't. But in those days, coming all the way home from Haringey to Cambridgeshire on the train, and then going to the dark room, processing the film, and then holding the film up, and the shot of the night was Ballyregan Bob, absolutely full stretch, equaling the world record, because he then went on to be at home.
Yeah.
Well, that was equaling the British record at that time at Haringey, and then the following year he went to Hove and broke the world record.
Steve, you've obviously observed ground racing.
Unfortunately, I just haven't managed to get a shot that means so much to me since then, because at the time it had been in the London Evening Standard. It was published. We don't get much coverage in there now. All we get is, there was something last week in the Standard which was definitely not good publicity for greyhound racing. Back in those days, the Standard put it across half a page, so that was very satisfying.
Yeah, almost in, Jason, actually, for this 8:30. Just to recap the selections, Maze King, your Maze King as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, here we are then. Maze King, the 5-4 favourite. Even now. Okay, Joe, is it 2-1? Here is the Colonel.
All clear given. Hares on the move. So the hares on the spin for the Carlsberg Christmas Cracker, Heat 1. Approaching.
Come on, Bucky!
And a good break made there by the one, and Bucky Joe leads at the turn there.
Come on, Bucky!
Wayward round that first bend. One more lead up from 3. So now it's the big 2 in the betting.
Oh,
3 now just
come on,
puts his head in
Bucky!
front. Pulls a length and a half clear. It is Maze King.
Allez,
going towards the
Bucky!
final bend. Chased
Allez,
by Bucky
Bucky!
Joe. And a yawning gap back to the remainder. Off
Come
the
on,
final bend.
Bucky!
Into the wall.
Bucky!
It's Maze King. Maze King wins well. Second is 1. And back in third is the blue jacket, and that's Glennon.
Well done, Bucky!
Maze King wins.
Well
the friend
done,
of the show,
boy.
Richard Devenish, who hopefully will be
Get
on
it.
shortly.
Yay!
Indeed.
Good job.
Hakeem Joe made a race a bit for a while, but when Maze King got round the first turn okay, Pat, you were saying
Well
the
done,
studio
Bucky.
was going to be
Good
very
run.
tough not to see Maze
Yeah,
King win.
Glen Adam Panther certainly threw a spanner in the works temporarily by pinging out there, but Puckane Joe didn't break particularly well, but showed the best pace up. But as we said before, I thought there was 2 key angles there, and Steve agreed also. It was a massive step up in class for Puckane Joe, and there was definitely a big query regarding the stamina, Steve, of Puckane Joe. Class will out. Come racing, Jason. 6-4, Maze King. That was almost a demolition job, and once securing a clear run around the first 2 turns, it was a question of how far, and really good winner, Maze King. Good top-class round for Richard Devenish.
Yep.
Well, from Puckane Joe's point of view, Maze King was the one dog he didn't want behind him, turning off the second bend.
No, that's
Once
true.
Maze King got the clear run, then that race was the outcome was pretty predictable. Yeah.
It most certainly was. Now we're going to continue to look back at Henlow. And I'll be honest with you. What happened? Steve, earlier on, you dropped all my things, didn't you? Not quite in the right order, but I found it now. And you can see that at school there's some people who take the rap, there's others that dob in at the first. I'm a dobber. I just dobbed you in there, Steve. I don't care.
I did knock it all over.
You did, yeah.
I did knock it all over. I was just hoping it was